Republican Senator Lindsey Graham blocks recognition of Armenian genocide in the Senate after meeting with Turkey's Erdogan.
Here's a summary of the article.
Lindsey Graham has blocked a resolution that would have formally recognized the mass killing of Armenians as genocide following a meeting with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Mr. Erdogan, who earlier attended a meeting with Mr. Trump, said during a press conference that Turkey was hurt deeply by the House resolution and that it had the potential to cast a deep shadow over our bilateral relations. Following his meeting with Mr. Erdogan, Mr. Graham objected to passing the resolution in the Senate because senators should not sugarcoat history or try to rewrite it. Mr. Trump said he and Mr. Erdogan are very good friends, but their meeting at the White House failed to resolve an issue over Turkey's decision earlier this year to accept delivery of a Russian air defense system that NATO considers a threat to its security. Mr. Erdogan used the meeting as a chance to defend his military offensive against US-backed Kurdish forces in northeastern Syria, some of whom have links to the separatists who have waged a violent campaign in Turkey for decades. There has been a callous disregard for civilian lives, including attacks on residential areas, said Margaret Huang, executive director of Amnesty International USA. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said it was mind-boggling and appalling for Mr. Trump to roll out a red carpet for Mr. Erdogan after the invasion of Syria. During the news conference, Mr. Trump joked that Mr. Erdogan should only call on a friendly Turkish reporter.
This post received a score of 16,616, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Sigh, we have the best government foreign money can buy. Thanks for the gold whomever you are. Imagine trying to pretend to be strong while being so fucking weak.
We're strong 100% of the time, 50% of the time.
80% of the time, it works every time.
Why bother with correct quotes? In the end it doesn't even matter. We are no longer the knights who say ni.
The collapse of Lindsey Graham's spine over the past 3 years has been a hell of a ride.
It's truly amazing how adept he is at standing in the way of progress in light of his condition.
I am a total piece of shit.
He really is.
He is what he eats.
Bull semen.
Trump semen.
Never thought I'd find myself upvoting a comment with only the words, Trump semen, in it. Interesting times we live in, for sure.
Is there just nothing but gagging sounds coming from the Republican offices in Congress?
Can someone explain to an Austrian why the US still hasn't recognized the Armenian genocide? Does this somehow need a supermajority or something? Because they've had plenty of Democrat and Republican administrations to go through and it never happened under any of them.
The alliance with Turkey, they are in NATO, was considered too high value to risk by saying they did a bad thing once a long time ago.
And it's a useful cudgel to beat Turkey with if it starts acting genocide-y.
Greater than, and it's a useful cudgel to beat Turkey with when it starts acting genocide-y. Foot fee.
Is genocide-y.
Turkish nationalism is akin to Nazism and should be treated likewise. Nothing against Turkish people, but Turkish nationalism needs to be addressed seriously.
So should American nationalism and every other aggressive nationalist agenda.
LMAO, right? Nationalism, if left tapered, is a horrid thing in general. Nationalism, by definition, is horrid. The tapered version you're thinking of is patriotism.
There must be some pretty hardcore photos of Lindsey doing the sex for him to be flipping around like this.
If you're insinuating that there are photos of Lindsey Graham smoking crystal meth and having sex with male teenage prostitutes, while dressed as the Swiss Miss Hot Chocolate Girl, I'd say you are just speculating and there is no definitive proof.
You're probably very close, unfortunately. I feel he would choose Elby's big boy over Swiss Miss though.
Jesus man, you think you've heard of depraved stuff before but Elby's over Swiss Miss? That perv.
How the fuck can a single person block it? It passed nearly unanimous in the House, didn't it?
From the article.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.